Family time is the best time. And even when your house is under construction, you still gotta eat. I'm vegan, and the number one question I get is, what do you eat? My parents are convinced that me and my dad's riding lawnmower have the exact same diet. And we do, except lawnmower chooses food more though. Today, we're gonna make something cool. I call this kale truffle mushroom risotto. I always start the same way.
Oil in the pan, and then I put enough garlic in the pan to make you stank to high heaven. I'm talking so much garlic, you can run all the vampires out of Transylvania. Back to food.
We turn it down a little bit now that we got a little going on.
So we need some salt. I'm gonna use herba mare. Don't you just like the way it sounds? Herba mare.
The garlic is just getting to the point where I want it to be to, so I'm gonna turn it off, let it cook the rest of the way. So I soak my risotto.
Which means I drown rice. You can see, I'm pouring all the excess water off.
The rice, because it's been soaking for about 45 minutes in this case, is, kind of cooked. All right, next order of business, I'll put the risotto in the pan.
Now the water for the risotto is the mushrooms that are soaked. So I take the fresh mushroom water and I pour it into the risotto so the risotto can soak up that mushroomy deliciousness.
And now I'm gonna get my hands on the mushrooms, but I'm gonna hold on to the water. As you can see, we're cooking her down nice and lovely now. I think I'm gonna throw in some white wine. You know what I say? I use a Pinot Grigio. I was really looking in this case for an Italian white. I wanted it to have sort of a fruity flavor, but I also wanted it to be sort of acidic and mineral. Oh, that is smelling something lovely right there. Alrighty, I think it is time. Now
let's add some fresh cracked pepper. Not black pepper, cracked pepper.
Let's give it a little bit more of this mushroom water. And we're gonna start on the kale. So I'm doing kale like it's
collard greens. That's how I like to do my kale. I don't like to treat my greens differently. I treat my collard greens just like I treat my kale greens.
This is sun-dried tomato. Now,
I don't know how hot the sun was to dry these tomatoes, but let me tell you something. If they did these tomatoes in Africa, I promise you they're gonna be a little burnt.
I'm gonna pour a little bit of sun-dried tomato water in here so it's got something to start with. I'm gonna take a little of my pink salt. Feels like enough to me. I'm gonna put a top on that. She looks like she's boom. So we're at the point now where the risotto is all fluffy, feeling good about itself. And I need to start my actual seasoning process. I like nutritional yeast. I don't like to use a lot of it, but I do like to use some of it. Give me a nice sort of creamy, cheesy flavor, so I'm gonna put some of that in here. So I'm gonna use lime, because I don't wanna use lemon here. I wanna use lemon with the greens, but I do not wanna use it. Well, olive oil, California olive oil. One, let us check in on our greens, which have totally cooked down. Look at that, powerful, powerful. Make you wonder where your money went. I'm gonna put a little cayenne on this one as well. I like to have a little heat to it, not too much. First I gotta put the pepper, as I said, because lemon pepper seasoning is what I want. So I'm just using fresh cracked pepper and real lemon rather than buying a lemon pepper seasoning, which you're welcome to do. Now this is an onion. Peel the layers right off of it. Super easy. It requires no effort, and as you can see, the heat is all trapped in. It's sort of like the onion creates its own natural cocoon. Cut her open. Take this beautifulness on the inside out. Onion will taste totally different when you prepare it like this. It's so soft. It really doesn't have most of the sort of crunchy onion flavor. I only use a little bit of that to think of onions. All right, last but not least, let's get a little bit more wine on this one. And let's get a tad bit more water on this one. Sea salt on this one. You can do this with olive oil only. Sometimes I prefer to do it that way. I'm not going to use a lot of this natural buttery spread. Put that there. Now I'm going to mix the kale into this. And that, my friends, is the mushroom kale truffle risotto.
Come back and watch me burn some more food up on my next cooking video. See, when I say burn the food up, that's what I mean. That boy can burn, you see. That boy be burning.